other thing in the news, November 3rd, 2023, today, is the U.S. is apparently, according to Reuters and several mainstream publications, flying some drones, surveillance-type drones, over, in the Gaza area, Palestine, Israeli border, and is in Palestine because of the situation that, developed due to Hamas from the Palestine side attacks on October 7th against Israel, and the quote-unquote over 200 people are supposedly, held hostage and have been taken as hostage, and maybe 10 or more Americans are still in the captivity in the network of tunnels by these Hamas, Muslim, Palestinian, militant, terrorist-type group that is on the Palestine side of the border, and, we're the ones who perpetuated that attack against Israel on October 7th. So, what do you guys think? This is something clearly we're going to do everything in our power to rescue our fellow Americans, I believe and I believe that is the Pentagon's stance on this as well, and that's why they're taking this action step. I believe it's 100% justified. These are extenuating circumstances. We have some people who were, in Israel and who didn't, who are American citizens, and, we're not going to leave them behind and just say, oh, well, with these Hamas, terrorist militant group, and just the fact that when we're seeing this media, when we're on these hashtags, the terrible war crimes, the atrocities, as well as just the network of tunnels and what's happened there in terms of how they fortified the country of Palestine against a potential attack from Israel, and Israel's offensive that they've just done recently hasn't been effective because these guys are underground in terms of the Palestinian force, in terms of the Hamas force, and what is going to be for the international community. How do we look at this type of situation? We want to broker peace, like Russia and Ukraine as well. We want to broker peace between these types of, border nations that have this long simmering, conflict that is always erupting into, actual war, and actual fighting, the conversation, the other question beyond, whether the surveillance drones is justified is a ground war and a ground offense by Israel, is it going to, result in mass casualties and engage a bunch of other nations? We want a ceasefire. We want our hostages returned safely.